Hey folks, Lumpz the Clown here, and after a brief hiatus I've decided to get right back into the Clown Cave tour, and this time around I'm going to be discussing my PlayStation 2 collection and all the games that come with it, and the memories that go along with those as well. So this is going to be pretty fucking awesome. Got some nice gems in here, and then I got some other ones that aren't so great. One's picked up on a bundle deal, shit like that, you know. But I'm going to start out with none other than Silent Hill 3. Now, what makes this one pretty awesome is that this is the original copy that I've owned for, I don't know, like 10, 15 years, something like that. And check this out. Comes with the manual, it comes with the soundtrack, but it doesn't include all the bytes, including the one where Heather is in like that haunted carnival place. That's one of my favorite tracks. It's not on this, unfortunately, but it is found online. And then there's the game itself, and everything still works very well. And it was one of those games, I didn't get a chance to pick it up on day one, unfortunately, but I did come back around and pick it up probably about 2 months after release. So for folks out there who are curious, Silent Hill 3 differs from Silent Hill 2 in that there's less emphasis on puzzle solving and more emphasis on combat. A lot of people didn't like that aspect, but the story involved with Heather and her father and all the shit happening in Silent Hill is what makes this game absolutely compelling. I highly recommend picking this up. I think I've been seeing anywhere from like $15 to 25 or 30, so it's starting to climb. So get your ass out there, get a hold of this Silent Hill 3. Next up, we got one that I just picked up a few months ago for way cheap. That's Soul Reaver 2. Now, I have played Soul Reaver 1 many times, but I've never completed it, so I'm anxious to get in here and check this one out and see what it's all about, but I'm one of those guys where I have to play it in canon, so I got the list, and I'll even probably put it down there in the description. I don't know, I'll figure something else out, but yeah, I'm gonna play those ones first, and then I'm gonna get around to Soul Reaver 2, because I've heard some excellent fucking things about this game. This one was recommended to me by a buddy, and I've been waiting for the right price, and it finally came around. I think I scored it for about $4 or $5. So, Soul Reaver 2. Now, continuing on with the whole Legacy of Kain deal, I got here Defiance. Now, with Defiance, as you can see, I got it for about $8. I think it's totally worth it. I can't wait to see what it's about. Apparently, this is the pinnacle of the story itself, so I can't wait to see how it pans out, where everyone comes across, and apparently you can swap between Raziel and Kain. I'm not entirely sure. I only perused a couple different walkthroughs and whatnot, but yeah. Legacy of Kain, Defiance. Alright, now this is one that I had to share with my buddy Adam because he's a big fan of Contra. This is Contra, Shattered Soldier. I picked this one up for about, I don't know, $3, $4, something like that. Really cheap. I didn't even know this thing existed. But it's got like a different firing and weapon mechanism in it, so you gotta watch out for that. And I think it's like square is your regular fire, circle is like bombs, grenades, shit like that. It's still pretty intense. It's got some amazing music too, and it's kind of like a 2.5D type game, so I'd highly recommend checking this one out. Alright, here's one that I got a hold of a while back, been meaning to play it, but unfortunately the series keeps missing me for some reason. I don't know why, it's not on purpose. God of War 2. My brother, I should tell you, he is highly into the whole God of War deal. I think he picked up the collector's edition of God of War 3 with the box and shit like that, so I thought that was pretty nice. But for me, I haven't really gotten around to checking it out. I mean, it's decent, and I mean, a lot of the quick time events and everything else may remind me of Castlevania Lords of Shadow. That's the one that I played first. So, unlike a lot of people out there, I started with Lords of Shadow when it came to quick time events and shit like that, and then I'll be going back and checking out God of War, and we'll see how it goes, see if I can fall in love with it, or what's the deal there. I picked up a bundle one time for about $20 with the idea that I was going to resell them and then buy games I actually wanted. But unfortunately, if you pick up a box and it's got more than 2 sports titles in it, fucking pass it up because I had a costly mistake on this one. Virtua Fighter 4. Now, I thought for sure, like, I didn't know about this game either, and I thought, oh, okay, cool, maybe they'll like that, whatever. No, this game is fucking cheap as shit. You can get it for about 99 cents. Maybe it's good, I don't know. I haven't popped it in to check it out. It literally sits up there and collects dust. I can't turn it in really and get any credit on it, so it just kind of sits in my collection, and it's not my favorite thing that happens. But who knows? Maybe I'll go in there someday and check it out and see if it moved past that whole blocky, polygonal 3D shit they were trying to do back in the 90s. Now here's one of my personal favorites that I don't hear a lot of people talking about. SpongeBob SquarePants, Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. Now before you go writing this off as some damn kids game, there's a lot in this game that makes it fun. Number one, it's a kind of like an exploration, item finding type deal. You got missions that you can do. And of course, it all culminates in a battle with the Flying Dutchman. And I can't remember what the premise is on it, but SpongeBob has all these side quests, everything he can complete. Bikini Bottom's well represented. You can go into the Krusty Krab. You can hang out at Squidward's house. You can play with a reef blower. All the cool shit that makes SpongeBob awesome is represented nicely. So check this one out. I think it goes for about $8. Price might be going up here soon, though. Alright, for fans of 80s and early 90s wrestling, I got one for you guys. Legends of Wrestling 2. Now, Legends of Wrestling 1 is one that I haven't played yet, but I jumped right over to 2, and I like the amount of wrestlers you can play as. You can do like career mode, you can do one-on-ones, you can do different types of matches, and of course all of the legends are represented. I don't think the Ultimate Warrior's in this one. I think this was the time WWE and him weren't getting along too well, but pretty much everybody else is in there. You got Bruno Sammartino on the cover, you got Andre the Giant. I don't know who dude is in top right, but then you got Jerry Lawler, Bret Hart, Scott Steiner, and I believe Mr. Perfect down there. And of course, Hulk Hogan right there on the cover. What makes this awesome is, see here, it says exclusive DVD bonus footage, including wrestler interviews. That is true. There's interviews with some of the wrestlers in here, like George the Animal Steele, Hulk Hogan, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I would recommend checking that out for at least that, if you're any type of wrestling fan. Now, also included with that shit bundle was something called this, Run Like Hell. I don't know if Run Like Hell's any good. It looks like this one was kind of a liquidation from a video store. I think the guy thought, hey, you know, some sucker out there will pay $5 for a fucking piece of shit game. That says $2 on there. I don't know if it's good or not. I haven't really asked around to see if it's any good, and I haven't played it either. So, who knows, maybe that might change up in the future. We'll see what happens. But for then, it just kind of sits up and collects dust. Owned it for about 2 years. Next up, we got here Draken, the Ancient Gates. Now, this is a sequel to the previous Draken, where Rin, your main character, rides, I forget the dragon's name, I think it's Arok. But yeah, she goes around fighting like gargoyles and little troll guys and shit like that. Well, this one ups the game with magic and exploration. There's a lot of stuff in this game, and I plan on covering it here in the future more in detail, because it's one of those games I don't hear a lot about, but the people that know about it fucking love it. You get action, exploration, you get gameplay variety, you get some crazy shit in here. This would be any sort of action RPG fanatics' favorite type of title. Draken the Ancient Gates. Here's one that some people might write off as a Warcraft clone, but I mean, I'm a fan of RTSs myself, but I don't hear a lot of people talking about this one either. Goblin Commander. I've played Goblin Commander for about 10 minutes before. I haven't really played it much beyond that, but from what I can tell, it plays a lot like Warcraft. The graphics themselves aren't, you know, up to par with Warcraft, you know, but either way, it's still pretty fun. And there's a lot of strategy and everything involved, and there's different classes. You know, the typical shit that makes Warcraft amazing, you'll find in Goblin Commander, probably at a premium rate. You won't have to pay no damn fucking monthly thing for World of Warcraft. Now, I picked this one up. I don't even remember where the hell I picked this one up. Alright, that's Midway Arcade Treasures. Now, I was going on a different path with my arcade stick that I have. I have the X-Arcade Tank Stick with the trackball. I was originally going to use a PS2 to power it, but I did end up going the other way and getting a PC and adding a whole bunch of emulators, and I think that's actually better for me. But I still would pass this one up, because you can see it's got Gauntlet, Paperboy, Defender, Rampage, Spy Hunter, Joust. There's some shit in here. It includes over 20 classic arcade games. Let's see if I can pan in on the list here. Yeah. Defender 2, Gauntlet, Joust, Joust 2, Paperboy, Rampage, Robotron, Smash TV, Bubbles, Road Blasters, Blaster, Rampart, Sinistar, Super Sprint, Marble Madness, 720, Tubin, you get the idea. There's a lot of shit in here. This is one I've been meaning to check out a little bit more. I'm kind of peeved that they went the Manhunt 2 PS2 route by filtering out the kill scenes to get the mature rating. Nonetheless, it still looks pretty awesome. The Punisher. Now, the Punisher does have the intricate and violent detailed kills that you'd see in Manhunt and Manhunt 2, but this time around there's actually story. You have to infiltrate warehouses, find people, find items, etc., etc., all the things that make the Punisher cool. I would recommend checking this one out as well. I've played it for about 2 hours, and I dig it. I really do. Here's one that I might get a little bit of shit from the community for because I like it, even though I'm like a big fan of the series, you know, the original entries and that. This one departs radically from that. We got Clock Tower 3. That was, looks like Capcom. I'm not sure if they developed it as well. I definitely know they published the shit. But this one plays more like a, you know, kind of like a tank control type exploration horror game. And you can't, there's still killers in here that come after you. But you can hide, kind of like in the original Clock Tower. You can see them come up. There's a fear meter, which will throw you into a panic. But this one does differ in that it's not point and click. There is still some item finding and shit like that. Some of the familiar elements, and there's even epic boss battles, which departs radically from Clock Tower as well. From the one on PS1 and the one that came out on the Super Famicom. But I would recommend checking this one out if you're any sort of like horror, action type of person, action adventure. Check this one out. Here's one I was on the fence with at first, but I'm glad that I went back and checked it out. This one is Silent Hill 2. I did not pay $16.99 for this. I ended up paying about, I don't know, $10 for it, something like that. But yeah, I got a hold of Silent Hill 2 right before the price went up even more crazily. Everyone keeps talking about this one. They say that this is like the pinnacle of survival horror from Konami, you know, psychological horror, shit like that. I think it's good. I really do. I did not like James as a character at first, but I can kind of sympathize with him now, and I understand Pyramid Head. This is where it all started. This is where Pyramid Head came from. The town is a lot darker than I remember from like the previous entry, but yeah, this is the one that people mostly talk about when they're talking about the original trilogy, Silent Hill 2. Next up, we have here, what is this shit? Maximo Ghost to Glory. Now this is a spin-off from the Ghosts and Goblins series, and it's pretty damn cool. It's a 3D game, a lot of exploration, different worlds you can explore, different enemies and power-ups. You can buy shit from the stores. It's pretty amazing. There's a lot of exploration in that. You can find secret areas, things like that to help boost you up. It's pretty fucking difficult, if you ask me. I would recommend this one to anybody who's a fan of Ghosts and Goblins. They'll find themselves in familiar territory, and it'll even go more in depth than your standard like run and gun type that you got in the original Ghosts and Goblins. This is one that my buddy got me, and it's not even in a case itself. It's just a generic ass case. But this is Resident Evil Outbreak, and I haven't really gotten around to checking this one out either. But from what he's telling me, it's pretty damn cool. I don't know. I'm going to go in there and check it out someday. I haven't really gone much further with Resident Evil than 3, is when was the last one that I truly enjoyed. Did not like 4. Hated 5 as a single player, but I enjoy it as a multiplayer type deal with a second player with me. So that makes it awesome. I don't know about Resident Evil Outbreak. I can't wait to see what it's about. I will give it a shot here someday. Continuing on the Resident Evil train, we got here Code Veronica X. I have put about 3 hours into this, and I do enjoy it, but I am seriously stuck on that part with the underground, with the submarine and shit like that. I don't know where to go. And I don't want to really check out a walkthrough unless I have to, but, you know, in the end, I did get a good laugh out of Claire's mom jeans that she rocks in that. It's pretty fucking funny. But, yeah, we got this, and I can't wait to check it out some more, see if I can fall in love with it. Here's one of my personal favorites that I sunk many hours into in the past, and still do from time to time. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I'm not like an uber fan of Grand Theft Auto. I enjoy it, and I gotta be in the right mood to play it, because it's literally like big ass sandbox, and that's what happens here in San Andreas. I do enjoy the story. I do enjoy the early 90s feel of San Andreas, and if I had to pick Grand Theft Auto, someone put a gun to my head and said pick one, this is the one I'd pick. There's a lot of customization, and I relate to the characters very well. So yeah. One of my all-time personal favorites is Castlevania Lament of Innocence. Now, this game is absolutely amazing. Soundtrack's great, the characters are relatable and amazing, the story is amazing. This is where it all started with the Belmont clan and their fight with vampires, and you're a damn fool if you not check this out at least once. I don't care if you don't like it, but you gotta check it out at least one time, because this game is epic. And yeah, I still have the original cover. The plastic that goes over it's getting kind of beat up. But yep, game still plays very nicely. I'm pretty sure this one was left behind by a buddy of mine, I don't know. Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex. I do want to play the original Crash Bandicoot again. I'm not sure if it'd be worth my time to just jump around through the series. I'm not sure. I don't think there's a cohesive story or anything else. And I just learned something new. Apparently Konami has something to do with this. I don't know if they published it or... Yeah, I'm pretty sure they published it because it says Universal right there. But Wrath of Cortex, I mean, it looks cool. Looks like there's more features and everything else. So I might check this out if I need some of that 90s nostalgia. I believe this might be the last part of the shitty bundle that I got a hold of. But this is State of Emergency. This one's put out by Rockstar. And yeah, it says A1 Video Game Exchange. So it looks like this guy got a hold of it there. Tried to sell it to me in a bundle with chock full of fucking Madden 97 and bullshit like that. But, I mean, it looks cool. You know, it looks like you do riot stuff and you go around and wreak havoc, so kind of like a bully-esque type of game. I don't know. I'll check it out here someday. Maybe. Here's another one of the oldest games that I have in my possession. Manhunt. Now, people who have been following, listening to me for a while will know I picked this game up day one. This is still the very same copy that I got, and I love it. I mean, all this shit right here, I am just the first owner. This is all stuff I put on through numerous moves. I was pretty much a nomad for about 10 years, so this shit got packed up, boxed multiple times. But yeah, this game is amazing. I just saw the gameplay for it, and I'm like, I have to own this, and I still do. My very first copy is part of my permanent collection. I will never get rid of this. It is fucking cool. Alright, if you feel like just tearing shit up and, you know, you're stuck in traffic and you're just sick of this shit, sometimes you just gotta blow off steam. So, I recommend Burnout 3 Takedown. Now, EA Games is all over this, and it has a soundtrack, so if anyone plans on streaming this, cut down the music, because you will get flagged if you try to Twitch it, anything else, you will get muted, don't do it. But it does have an amazing soundtrack, after saying all that, and it really gets you in the mood for crashing into shit. And there's some epic slowdowns, there's some like steering your wreck and like smashing into people. There's various modes where you can do races, you can do crashes, you can do, what else was there? Like one-on-ones to get new cars. There's a whole ton of fucking unlockables. I haven't even come close to getting all of them. But yeah, Burnout 3 Takedown, I've been working on this for about 8 years. What do we have here? Oh yeah, we got Rygar, The Legendary Adventure. This was recommended to me by a buddy from Twitter, and I finally went down and grabbed it for about, I don't know, $3-4. Has that classic Rygar feel with 3D. I got to the part where I'm fighting like Icarus, I believe. But there's a lot of Greek mythology shit in there. The story's amazing. There's a lot of abilities you can unlock and different shields, junk like that. And you can swap shields during battle, which is pretty amazing. Because some enemies will change up their elemental weaknesses. So there's a lot of depth in this game. I recommend checking this out for any of my adventure folks out there. Continuing on the legacy with the whole deal with the arcade and the PS2 being driven by it, we got here Fatal Fury, Fatal Fury, Battle Archives, Volume 1. Yeah. So, of course, we got Terry there, Terry Bogard on the front. We got Geese up there at the top. Geese Duck, whatever the fuck his name is. This one, I felt pretty good about getting. I think this was also part of that bundle. You can see there it says A1 on it. But yeah, let's see. 4 complete Fatal Fury games. Comes with 1, 2, special, and then 3. Alright. So there's some pretty good ones in there. My personal favorite enemy in this game is Earthquake. I love Earthquake. He's pretty fucking cool, big badass, but yeah. Might be fun. I don't know how it'd plan out on the PS2 controls. We'll give it a shot. Here's one that I got a hold of about a year ago. Still haven't played the shit. Devil May Cry 3. Now, this one now, of course, Capcom. It's part of the Devil May Cry series. I've played the original a few times, and I have it up there, but it's lost in my collection somewhere. But yeah, I got the original trilogy, and I haven't played this one because I want to check out the other ones first. I'm not sure if it's canon or whatnot. I'll look up on a list and go from there when I do what I have to do. But yeah, Devil May Cry 3 looks pretty damn sweet from what I'm seeing here in the box art. Looks like there's a lot more stuff, a lot more fast-paced, pretty graphics. Looks like it's got it all. Here's one of my personal favorites, and this is Manhunt 2. Now, this is the first version that I ever played, and I fell in love with it. I like the different kills, everything else like that. But I didn't like that they filtered out the kill scenes. I thought that was lame as shit. But I know why. I mean, they wanted to get the M rating, and they were really fighting to get that. So that's great that they did that. However, they did release the definitive adults-only version, which I also do own on PC. I have multiple versions of this game because I just absolutely love it. You know, the different kills you can do, a lot of imagination, tight controls. This game has it all. If you're into like that whole slaughter stealth game shit, this would be your bag. If you can get past all the blood and everything else. Okay, I lied. This is the last part of that shitty bundle I got a hold of. Wipeout Fusion. I think the first Wipeout game I ever played was on Nintendo 64. Don't quote me on that, I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, it looks pretty nice. It looks like boat pod racing shit, you know, just generic stuff. I mean, I don't really play these types of things all too much, but I might give it a shot. You know, we'll see if it's as tight as, like, F-Zero and other ones that I do enjoy. We'll give it a try, though. Someday. Getting towards the bottom of the pile here, but God of War. Now, what's funny about this is that this is my brother's copy of the game, and he loaned it to me a long time ago, and I forgot that I had it, and it just kept getting on the back shelf, backstory, you know, backlog over and over and over and over and over again. And he finally went up and bought a copy of his own, and he forgot where it went to, so, yeah, I guess it's mine now. I'll check it out someday, I don't know. I think I'm going to start with the first one and go from there. Now, last but not least, I got here Devil May Cry 2. I did mention that I got Devil May Cry 1 up there somewhere. It doesn't have a case on it. It's all beat to shit. I gotta get it resurfaced. But Devil May Cry 2, this is the one that a lot of people pan. They say that this one is where the series kind of, ugh, what the hell. The first one's definitive, the second one meh, and then the third one a lot of people still talk about. I do pay attention to the community. But nonetheless, I want to try this one first before I move on to 3. I don't give a shit how bad people say it is. I'm going to give it a try. We'll see how it goes, and then we'll go from there. Well, folks, that's the end of my PlayStation 2 collection. Be sure to tune in next time I do this. I don't know when. I'm going to be talking about my handheld games and everything else, and I got a few of them up there. I'm not sure if I'm going to put them all into one deal or not, but we'll see what happens when we get there. Thank you very much for watching the PlayStation 2 Tour of the Clown Cave, and Lumpz the Clown out.